So we took a minute to do a cool down, a refocus after our transition. We have our ELS loaded up on our computer. Alfiana, we're working on getting you going. So once you log in, go ahead and pick up from where we are in the lesson, and then at the end you can go back. So first I want to address behaviors. We're doing a teacher-led ELS lesson on physical and chemical changes. So there's several questions, and we're going to move one question at a time together. And so the expectation for behaviors is that we are quiet, we don't have side conversations at our tables. If you do have a question, we go ahead and, what do we do? Aubrey, if there's a question, what do we do? Raise a hand, right? So no side conversations, because we're trying to get through our lesson, and we want to get to recess on time, right? Jalen. Yes, Jalen, thank you for the reminder. I was just about to get to some of our best practices with our ELS because our math test is coming up. So the expectation is that students highlight something on every question before you select an answer. Great. Thank you, Jalen. You're always good for reminding me of that. And also we've got some, so that's an expectation for behaviors, right? So we want to keep moving forward. With our procedures, again, raise your hand. I'm going to give most of the time 1 minute for each question. And some of the questions, if they're a little bit longer, then we'll go ahead and do 3 minutes per question if needed. So if you need an extra moment, put your hand in the air with the number 1. That's to indicate that I need 1 more minute. And so you will get just the 1 more minute, and then we'll move on to the next question. So when I say question number 2, I'll repeat the question number twice. And so that's the time when you say, I need 1 more minute, okay? And so you don't need to really say anything, you just put the finger in the air, and that's your indication, one more minute, okay? So physical and chemical changes, let's access that part of our brain and our remembrance of some of those vocabulary words that we're going to use, right? So before we begin, does anybody have any questions? Okay, great. Okay, good, glad to hear it. Okay, so go ahead and restart. You've got your plugged in, and then again, whenever you do get in, go ahead and begin with the question that we're on, and then at the end, then catch up with us, okay? All right, great. Okay, so question number 1. Number 1, what makes a physical change reversible? A physical change creates a new substance. B, a physical change involves a change in color. C, a physical change cannot have effects if reversed. D, a physical change's products can be converted to its reactants. Give a minute. Mark your answer. And if I see that students have already completed the answer, it may not be a full minute. We might move forward. But again, if you need more time, what is? Again, students should highlight something, ideally the most important thing, before moving on and marking an answer. What are you confused about, Oscar? Tell me, it looks like Alciana has a question about one of the vocabulary words in the question. So, Alciana, which word is confusing? Okay. So, are you talking about the last answer? Okay, so the last answer says a physical change's products can be converted to its reactants. So these are vocabulary words that we should already know. So it's not something that I can give additional color to. If it was something that was not one of our vocabulary words, you know, like reactants is a vocabulary word, then I could give you a definition about that, what that word is. But since this is, we're preparing for our test, and most of what you're asking about has to do with the basics of the lesson, I can't really give additional information right now, but later, afterwards, we can go ahead and talk about it, okay?
Can I get another minute?
We can, yes. So what I'll do is I'll mark this question number 1, that we had some additional clarification on it for later, okay? Okay, question number 1, we want to go over that. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and move to question number 2. Question number 2. Which of the following? Oh, yes. The Proctor code, 1817250. Great. Which of the following is not considered a reversible change? A, melting ice. B, baking a cake. C, sculpting with clay. D, cutting paper into small pieces. Aubrey. So we talked about no side conversations. So let's not have any side conversations during our lesson, okay? Do you have a question about something? Okay. All right. So let's try not to make the noises as distraction to the other students, okay? All right. Okay. That's what we're doing. Okay. So, it's okay. All right, question number 3. Question number 3. Identify a physical change that involves a change in the state of matter and can be reversed. These are some items that we talked about in class. A, burning a log into ashes. B, wood being cut with a saw. C, water evaporating from a puddle. D, an apple being eaten and digested. Mark your answer. Did you have a question? What are you confused about, Sheena? So class, Shania has a question, so let's listen to Shania's question. Okay, so valid question, right? We don't want to give away any answers when we ask our questions. But that is a valid question, right? So it speaks to some of the basic information in our lesson. So I can't really talk about it right now, but we are going to go over the answers later so that we can talk about that, clarify anything anybody's unclear with. Okay? All right, question number 4. Question number 4. If you dissolve sugar in water and then evaporate the water by heating it and leaving only the sugar behind, this illustrates A, the sugar and water formed a new material. B, the sugar and water formed an irreversible solution. C, the dissolving sugar is a permanent transformation. D, the process of dissolving sugar is a reversible change. I'm going to give you 1 minute. And Jalen, do you have a question? Oh, which part is there a vocabulary word that you're not sure about? So what was your question? Can I read that? Do you mean with that on the list or what? Would you like me to reread the question? Okay. So if you dissolve sugar in water and then evaporate the water by heating it and leaving only the sugar behind, this illustrates, and this is something that we talked about in class. Altiana. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's turn the computer around.
I'm ready.
Turn the computer around. Okay. 1, 8, 1, 7, 2, 5, 0. So students, something I didn't mention is that if our lesson goes well today, I do have a gift for students. It's a study gift that our teacher, Ms. Barnes, is really going to like, and you're going to enjoy it too. So if our lesson goes well, we've got a little something at the end, okay?
Is it a vacuum?
I'm going to get it. Good question. How about it's for our packets? But I'll just leave it at there. Okay. All right. Number 5. A chocolate bar is melted and poured into a mold to form a different shape. This is an example of A reversible physical change. B, a chemical change in the chocolate bar. Pocket. C, an irreversible change to the chocolate. D, the creation of a new substance from chocolate. Mark your answer. Shania, did the computer shut down on you? Okay, go ahead and log in and this, you can catch up with us at the end. Let me know when you need to copy your code, okay? You don't need to worry about writing down. Are those, did you get that one that you needed? Okay. Go ahead and log in. All right, number 6. When sugar is dissolved into a glass of water and can be retrieved by evaporation, what kind of change does the sugar undergo? The sugar undergoes a change. Is it A reversible chemical change? B, a reversible physical change? C, an irreversible chemical change? Or D, an irreversible physical change? Mark your answer. Okay. Not appropriate. Okay, number 7. Don't look at the answers. Oh, which question we're on? Number 7. Okay, number 7. A student has 4 identical sheets of paper. 4 changes are made on each sheet of paper. It has a table for us to read. 1 minute. Paper, 1, 2, 3, 4. Type of change: cut, fold, burn, crumple. This was an example that I gave for our class. Which papers can be obtained in their original form? A, paper number 1 and 2. B, paper 2 and 4. C, 3 and 1. D, 4 and 3. Alex, what's your question, sir? Not right now, but you can at the end of our lesson. Okay? Jadalyn, what's your question? Obtain. So, class, Jadalyn has a question about a vocabulary word that's found in our question. She asked, what is the definition of obtained? Can someone raise a hand and give us the definition of obtained? Within the context of this question, obtained. Micah. Go back. Okay, so which papers can go back in their original form? Obtained, go back or reverse. In this instance, that is what that means. Can it go back to their original form? That's very good to understand that meaning. That's probably not the first definition that you would see for that word, but that's the correct answer for in our context of our question. Number 8. Oh, look at here. This looks like somebody's having a bad day, right? Yeah, bad day.
I would be crying.
Why does a popsicle melt in the sun? Oh, okay. This is interesting. We haven't seen a question like this before. A, radiation energy is added, causing the molecules to slow down. B, radiation energy is removed, causing the molecules to speed up. C, radiation energy is added, causing the molecules to speed up. D, radiation energy is removed, causing the molecules to slow down. This is interesting. Mark your answer. I'll give you a minute on this one. It's not you need the partial code? Okay. It is 181-7250. Give me a thumbs up when you're logged in, okay? Yeah. So you mentioned tape, right? Is that what you said?
Is it talking about like just a whole cell will be there, or
So its whole self is there, but it doesn't, is it still, so the question remains, is it still paper? It's getting at that question. If I do these things, is it still paper? All right, good question. Number nine. One more minute? Okay. We'll take one more minute for this one. And let's see, are you highlighting? So if you didn't highlight on question number 8, now's your chance. Got an extra minute for the highlighting. No, need a little more time? Okay, we go, a few more seconds. One more minute. Okay. We got until the timer. We'll go back to the ones that you haven't answered yet. Okay.
I'm confused.
So we'll go back at the end to answer any questions that you have on some of these other ones. But right now we're on question number 8.
But what is digested? Everybody go away.
So right now we're on question number 9. So at the end I will ask if there's any additional questions on some of the previous questions that we're on. So when I ask that, raise your hand and then we'll go back, okay? Question number 9. Choose an option from the drop-down from the sentence below. Mr. Sims wanted to illustrate the difference between physical changes and chemical changes. Did you have a question for the teacher? No? Okay. Mr. Sims ripped a piece of paper into several pieces, which resulted in a blank. Choice 1. Select the choice from chemical change, mixture, physical change, or solution. What is that? Mark your answer. Raise your hand, Elsa. Yes. Yeah. So let's go back to question number 9 so that you're on that question.
When it says cut, it's still paper, but is it like?
So everyone should be, all eyes should be on Alciana, because this is a question that you might have as well.
What it means, like, do they want us to like keep it in the same form for it to be blue?
So the question here is, Mr. Sims ripped up a piece of paper into several pieces, which resulted in some kind of change. And you need to make the selection for the change.
I know, but if you rip a piece of paper, it's still paper.
Okay. So think about think about that statement and then think about what you know about physical and chemical changes. And don't give the answer.
Also,
Okay?
go back to the form paper, tape.
So whenever you're thinking about chemical changes and physical changes, when you're thinking about physical changes, you need to think, you know, if I ripped up a piece of paper, is it or is it not still a piece of paper?
It's still
Still a piece of paper. Okay, I can't give you any more, right, because we're preparing for our test. So let's go to marker answers. And then we've got number 10. Read the sentences below. 2 points for this one. A group of students decided to observe the changes in states of matter as an object freezes. They began the process of creating a diagram, but left it incomplete. Determine the change in state of matter by dragging the terms from the column on the left to the corresponding numbered locations on the right. We have solid, liquid, gas, and solid. And then we have numbers 1, 2, and 3, vaporizing, melting, and freezing. So this question is getting at the different states of matter and what happens when one moves to the next state of matter. Go ahead and mark your answer. So does everybody understand what the question is asking? Raise your hand. So yes, you're a yes. Alciana needs some clarification.
So we put the solid for number 1, right? The solid for number 1.
Right, so when it moves from a solid to a liquid, something happens, and that's going to go in number 1. I can't tell you the answer, but what I can say is when it's a solid and then it moves into a liquid, there's something that happens. It either vaporizes, melts, or freezes. What is that? And answer that question. Okay? So we are on question number 10, I believe. So let's go back to question number 10. Go back to question number 10, please. Thank you. All right. Okay, I'm moving to question number 11. 11, question number 11. Okay. Drag the items from the column, and I'm reading the question for you. Drag the questions on the column. Drag the items on the column on the left with the reversible or irreversible changes on the right. We got some pictures of items, and then we've got mixture, chemical change, solution, and physical change. So go ahead and mark your answer. I'll give you a minute on this one. I think what we'll do is at the end, we'll have you submit, but I will keep this up here so that we'll go through the individual questions, and then if you have questions about it, we will talk more about what might be the possible answer to give you that feedback. Let's see, there's just number 12, right? Yes, so that is correct. I want you to do 11 and then 12. I'd like you to do 12 by yourself, okay? So 12 is going to be independent. And I'll give you another minute for that. And then I will double check that we are all, don't have any questions before submitting. And then we'll go back over any questions that students have some misconceptions about, and we want to have some additional information to learn about the concepts. Do 12 on your own, please. So, go ahead and do 12 on your own. Bottoms and seats. Bottoms and seats. So, I didn't say to submit yet. So, we don't want to submit. I said we'll submit all together, okay? So, next time, wave. It's okay not to know. We're still learning. I haven't run this question yet. Let's read it. Read the passage. Hello. Students in Ms. Kelso's science class are given the task of creating and separating a mixture. Okay. Table number 3. we've done these, number 12, we've done this in class, haven't we?
Yeah.
These separated things.
Yes.
Yeah, we have. So the mixture that's I'm gonna go ahead and read it aloud because Alciana has a question. Micah? The mixture that's created contains salt, rock, sand, metal disc, and so, okay, that's a lot, right? We didn't do that many in class. Okay, after creating the mixture, students must separate the mixture. There's several steps gonna be in this mixture. And it's wanting to know what's the right order. So what do you do first? And so this is a more complicated mixture than what we've seen, but you have the information that you need to do it. So what's gonna be done first? No. But remember what we talked about. There's a special way to handle the water, right? There's a special way that you handle the water, and there's a certain sequence with the water. We're gonna submit together. So I'm gonna give you a few more seconds to finish this question number 12. This is losing your special gift, your special study gift. I want to be able to give it to one to every student. All right, has everybody completed their answer for 11 and 12? Does anybody need to go back to a previous question to answer it? Is everybody ready to submit?
No. Yes. No.
Okay, Aubrey needs another minute. So we're going to give another minute, Aubrey.
I need 2 minutes.
Okay, well, we take another minute.
I finished. I got this whole last minute right now.
Hey, I want to be able to give a study gift to everybody, but you keep talking about it, you gotta turn your voice off, okay? So, Aubrey, you done? Yeah. Okay. Alciana, you done? Almost done. Okay.
Got 3 more questions left.
Yes, go ahead. All right, working it out. This is a more complicated question. Okay. All right, so on this one we need to click, I think it's log out and then save. So log out, and then I think it's, okay, so save answer is first. So click save answer and then go ahead and click submit. 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 All right. Okay, so we're about to head to recess. So what we can do is after the break, we can go ahead and review some of the questions that students had some misconceptions about and weren't sure about, okay? So, yes, so I'm going to go and leave this up. We're going to revisit this after we get back from recess, okay? So everybody stay seated, and then we're going to go ahead and release everyone and line up.